This past weekend, I tried to completely replace myself with an AI avatar, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how it went. I'll show you all of my prompts, my results, my thought process, the LLMs I used to plan through this, and think through how I was going to produce 30 days of content using only avatars. And if you want to do something similar, you can kind of follow the same blueprint. So the images that you're seeing behind me here are from Higgsfield, specifically using the Nano Banana Pro model. These are all 2K images, and then actually animating them primarily with Seedance 1.5 Pro, which has pretty good audio and visual lip sync. So just kind of like scrolling through here, you can see just clicking into them, like this is my background here, and it did a pretty good job of establishing that, authority creator shot, I would say. And this one, you can see my prompt, hand slightly raised, explaining posture, home office setup. And then my reference image was just this right here. So just taking a picture of yourself, uploading that as your reference, and then using it. If you don't specify the background, it's just gonna be the same as what you uploaded. So if you do wanna specify, we've got the Burj Al Khalifa here behind me. As any self-respecting creator will get all of the Dubai B-roll before they do anything. So you can see for this prompt, it's gonna be a much more in-depth prompt that mentions the lighting that we're looking for, natural composition, skin texture, all of those things, and then of course the cool high-rise in Dubai. But this actually wasn't how I started. Originally, my plan was to do this as cheap as possible with HeyGen and actually make this fully autonomous from the get-go. So that basically means creating up an Agentic OS, using Codex here as my Agentic assistant, where it's going to pull ideas from Reddit, YouTube, look at other creators, and then automatically determine what ideas I should be posting about, or my avatar should be posting about. So this was the original idea, and basically just setting up a template where I'm at the bottom here, and then there's some sort of screen recording at the top. And I would make a full library of B-roll content with good metadata and naming. So, I'd have all my Claude, OpenAI, Gemini in separate folders, just B-roll of the websites, tools I use like Modal for deployment, Supabase for CRM relational database, so on and so on. And you just fill up that library, give it access, and then it matches the avatar with the B-roll. So that's originally what I was planning to do. But you hit a pretty significant hurdle here, because if you've ever tried to use HeyGen before, you know that it's got a very firm ceiling. So I'm just gonna show this video and you'll see what I mean.
Most AI content systems fail on the last 10%. They crank out volume, but skip the checkpoint that catches bad claims, broken structure, and off-brand lines. My fix is simple. Every draft has to pass a human review step before it goes live, not after. That one gate saves time later, because the cleanup happens before distribution, not after a bad post ships. If you want scale, build the review step first, then let the system run.
But no, you can see that it's pretty robotic. It still struggles a lot with, actually speaking like a human would. So that is, as someone that wants to have good quality on their channel, obviously we're all trying to do that. That does not really pass the sniff test, right? It quickly became apparent that like HeyGen, there's a very clear ceiling, right? So what other options are out there right now that, are gonna look more human, more natural, more realistic, right? So basically that kind of led me to Higgsfield, and let's just make as many avatar videos and other assets as possible. If you are creating any kind of content, I would check out Higgsfield right now because they have some good deals on limited generations. You can do a good content sprint and get a lot of content done for your either faceless or branded YouTube channel. So you can see these images are pretty good. This is just 2K. You can go up to 4K on Nano Banana Pro. So you can imagine that the results are going to be even better when you start, increasing that quality. So that first video that we just watched was just through HeyGen. Basically, I uploaded 2 minutes of me speaking. I just recorded myself with my iPhone with a 4K output, and that was that result, right? So you could see it was okay. It sounded robotic, but that was me, like actually speaking. The pivot that I thought about making was just going full AI native, generating images with Nano Banana Pro, and literally just animating those images with Seedance 1.5 Pro, or better yet, Seedance 2, which is really the best model out there right now. It's also just really expensive, so you have to think about the cost of each one of your clips. For a shorts clip, you've got to ask yourself whether it's worth it, whether you're at a scale that makes sense, and we'll go into that in a second here. This avatar AIOS that I'm making is not going to go away. It just needs to be tuned to a quality that makes sense. Big creators do this, like Nick Sarev. He's got a really good automated flow, but you're only seeing his avatar for like 2 seconds. So basically, there's just a lot of editing work and orchestration that needs to happen with, one, the input quality. So, this is the 2K image. You could go ahead and bump that up to 4K. and then use Seedance 2, and you're going to get pretty good results. Again, it's all about token usage costs and whether that makes more sense than just getting on camera yourself and recording videos, which is going to be more authentic. It's yourself speaking. So that's still the big trade-off here that every creator is thinking about. So here was the one of the generations that I did through the operating system that referenced one of the Higgsfield Nano Banana Pro images. So I'll show you this real quick for comparison.
Most autonomous AI content fails at quality control. The review gate is what makes the output trustworthy. Most autonomous AI content fails at quality control. The writing is easy. The review gate is what makes the output trustworthy.
All right, so once you create a good set of images and you feel like you've got enough quality avatars to basically do your content sprint, what I would recommend doing is just literally talking to Claude. And I used Opus 4.7 for this. I hadn't tried before. And I basically just gave it a huge prompt with some with some screenshots for context, some insight into the avatars I'd created, and what my channel grid looked like at current time. And I basically just gave it some tools that I had been talking about, different things that I've been working on, and said, can you go ahead and make a comprehensive content calendar? Gave me 30 individual shorts that I can plug into these avatars to then write the script. And then a very easy way to do it is just create a folder, 30 subfolders, and then each clip 1, 2, 3, 4. And then all you have to do is just stitch them together at the end, and that's it. But I was basically doing this content sprint because I heard a creator mention something that really resonated with me, and it was the idea that who are you actually speaking to as far as your audience, right? Like, there's 99% of people that are not really going to be interested in having anything to do with you, and as far as like a product or service, right? And let's be honest, that's why like a lot of people decide to create a brand, create a business, right? So it's like, in order to actually be successful in that, you need to think about who your audience is and what value that you're conveying, right? So building this this calendar overview about the tools that I'm using to position the skills and the building that I'm doing with AI as a high ticket offer. So that was what all this content is basically going for. So it's a cool idea, right? Being able to create like 30 clips without having to actually record yourself, and positioning yourself as an expert in your niche. You can see the scripts here. It's just plug and chug. I mean, you could just drink a coffee, listen to some music, and just go into Higgsfield and just rip these scripts, right? And trust me, I did that for a while, but then I found that really the only way that you're gonna get good results right now is with the most expensive Seedance 2 model. It's just the trade-off isn't there yet. Like, when Seedance gets cheaper in a few months, I think it's absolutely gonna be worth it. It's too much. So I spent a lot of time messing around with this weekend, as you can see here. And it's a cool idea, right? Being able to just have all your scripts ready to go, copy and paste them in, and your avatar does it. And then, this is the validation stage. Down the line, it's like this all gets automated. It's just scripts into that avatar OS, and that's it. I mean, some creators are doing this now. It's like, it just becomes a question of the trade-off of, is it a better idea to do this and have the trade-off on the quality, knowing that I can get the avatar to a certain level and that's pretty much it right now, or just recording content organically, naturally, and being more authentic, which, that's going to be the less expensive option that actually gets you really good results as well. So that's kind of the revelation that I was getting to. However, in time, this will be a viable option, I think. But here's what one of the videos looks like. 1080p, 8 seconds, 916, Seedance 1.5 Pro.
Cloud Code is the most underrated agent platform on earth, and almost nobody is using it the way I am.
So don't worry about the voice. You can record your own voice and use like 11 Labs to replace it. You can see right here. You can just change your voice to yours or another voice that you have. I'll get an example of that. So here's a video voice change with my voice.
The lesson: you're not in the automation business, you're in the output business. Price the outcome, not the tech. Subscribe for more AI business sauce. The lesson: you're not.
So I mean, that's not bad. Like, that's definitely not bad. And you can adjust some settings here, like the fixed lens. So I will say, like, sometimes it just completely ignores this. You'll say fixed lens, and then it like still is like zooming towards you. Also, like I mentioned, Higgsfield won't let me be a rep because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. So come on, guys. But basically, you get like, it's like if you get the business plan, which is like their biggest one, you get the Nano Banana Pro, like unlimited, which is a really good deal. Although you can still get like the Nano Banana Pro with credits every month through a $20 Gemini Pro subscription, just FYI. So you don't necessarily need to do this, but Higgsfield is going to give you the way better overall environment where you just have all the tools and all the stuff there in one platform. The most recent stuff I've actually been working on is for some of my Faceless YouTube channels. So these are for a channel called Film Decay, basically found footage, scary stuff, making it look like, you know, real footage that you would get on your iPhone. Same thing here, except just crazy things happening with Crocs. This is more just like your AI viral moment energy. And that was part of the reason I got Higgsfield this weekend, just to work on stuff like this. And so let's actually compare the differences right now with some of these images. We're going to compare Seedance 1.5 Pro to Seedance 2 Fast, and then we'll do one Seedance 2 quality, and we'll see the difference. Here you're going to have access to all of their different video models. When you join on their Pro plan, you get some of them unlimited, like I mentioned. So for like Seedance, you get Seedance 1.5 Pro unlimited, so that's what we're going to try here first. Start frame, you can also have an in frame as well. 4, 8, 12 seconds, 916, 1080p. That's pretty good. So you can get the 12 seconds for unlimited, or else it would be 36 credits if you want to do it quickly. You can also adjust the lens to be fixed, but like I mentioned earlier, sometimes it's going to take that as a suggestion. Seedance 1.5 Pro honestly does better when you leave this off because it's built for motion. So I would just recommend leaving it like that, and then go ahead, press generate, and it's going to start working on it. Rarely you're going to get the best one on the first try, so you're going to have to iterate, change the prompt a little bit, and also sometimes especially if you're using text, you'll want to change the length of the video to like be the actual length of the text. So if you're doing a hook, you shouldn't do a 12-second video. It should be like a 4-second quick hitter, and that way it's going to be more on par with like the pacing that you're going for. But yeah, we'll see how these go. And while we're waiting for that, I'll go ahead and show you a few more of these avatar results. Basically, like there's 2 different ways you can do this. The easiest way is just like, if you want, just literally type in what you want your avatar to say, in quotes. That's important. So the lesson, you're not in the automation business, you're in the output business. Price the outcome, not the tech. Subscribe for more AI business sauce. And then it was giving me background music, so I said no background music, fam.
The lesson, you're not in the automation business, you're in the output business. Price the outcome, not the tech. Subscribe for more AI business sauce. The lesson, you're not in the automation business.
When you make it the first time, it's going to be just some random dude's voice. So you'll have to record like 2 minutes of your own voice, and then you can actually change it. So you see I've got like Travis right here, and you've got other voices as well.
The lesson, you're not in the automation business, you're in the output business. Price the outcome, not the tech. Subscribe for more AI business sauce. The lesson, you're
when we're thinking about like the trade-off again, which is, do you just hold up your phone and record yourself talking and just get it done? Like that's what I'm doing for this video. I'm just recording myself like going through and reminiscing on what I did this weekend with these different avatar experiments. Because if you actually think about it, this could take you more time unless you're getting it on the first go. So if it's taking you multiple takes like this, you quickly realize that it's like, oh, maybe it's not necessarily worth my time. So I'll show you what I mean. Like doing this with this strategy, like all my avatar stills are right here. So I picked my best ones, got them all right here, and then basically was just gonna create 30 videos like that. Each one just labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on how long the video takes.
Most people teaching AI on this app have never shipped a single agent.
So 1.
Ask anyone selling you an AI course one question. What's running in their environment right now autonomously with money on the line?
So you can see like it's not bad. Like it probably looks decent on the screen, just like on the screen recording, and I'd be interested to see like what it looks like on mobile as well. But at the end of the day, it's not human. Like you can recognize that it's not human still. It might take a second or two, but once you do, it's like, oh, this is AI. So it's an important consideration. We're almost there, but we're not all the way there. So the quality is not bad. Like this is a lot better than like HeyGen was earlier. If you're just uploading a video of yourself and you're watching your mouth just like morph and it doesn't even look human, and some people are like, dude, I cloned myself with an avatar, look how cool I look. And it's like, why are you bragging about this? This looks terrible. But it's like, this looks better, this is more plausible, but I still don't think it passes the quality test at the end of the day on Seedance 1.5 Pro.
It's been live for about a month now. The reason most AI educators can't show you that is because building it is hard and selling courses is easy.
The tempting part about this though is just like the professional grade, like keyframes, zooming in, the lighting, the studio, like, you know, that's just like so nice to be able to put yourself in any location, any studio. That is a cool feature. It'll be even cooler once you can animate yourself a little bit better with more ultra realism.
Follow if you want the actual playbook, not the recycled one.
I mean, that's okay. It's just a little weird. Here's another one.
My agent made a trade at 3 in the morning while I was asleep. I built a prediction market bot that scrapes weather data, identifies mispriced spreads, and executes trades all on its own.
So that's true. I did that. But I think I would rather just like tell people in my own voice. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's like a certain kind of video probably is good for avatar videos. It's probably like tools and very like surface level information. But anything that you're doing that requires, you know, explaining your experience, how it went, which is so important for YouTube and so important for just building your brand and establishing trust with an audience. It's just hard for me to say, yeah, let's do it. Okay, hey ChatGPT, we're doing a test with Higgsfield AI, specifically creating an image with Nano Banana Pro, which I have attached to this chat, and then animating it with 3 different models: Seedance 1.5 Pro, Seedance 2 Fast, and then Seedance 2 Quality. And basically we're going to compare its ability to just say a short script and then the realism of the video. So can you write a script, or can you write a prompt that we're going to use to animate this image consistently, but then compare the 3 different models? For this image prompt, we want it to be ultra realistic. We want it to look like I'm recording from either a smartphone or a DSLR mirrorless camera. We want it to look ultra realistic, no social media HUD, realistic skin texture, even composition. We also don't need to have even as I'm saying this, we don't need to have a super comprehensive prompt. Let's keep it middle of the road so that it's a good control variable for testing these models. So I'm really enjoying just working with ChatGPT more on images and generative assets now that it has the GPT image 2. It's really good at getting text right now and understanding the context of the images that you upload better than Claude and Gemini from what I've seen so far. So like if you're working on an automated YouTube channel or you're creating assets, like definitely check out ChatGPT if you haven't in a while. Overlooking a modern city skyline at sunset, keep the identity, face, hairstyle, black t-shirt, phone in hand, and overall framing consistent with the source image. The video should look like it was recorded on a real smartphone or a mirrorless DSLR camera with natural motion and realistic depth. He should look directly into the camera and casually say, hey, this is a quick camera test. I'm checking realism, motion, and voice sync. Maintain realistic lip sync, natural facial movement, subtle blinking, slight head movement, small body shifts, and believable hand motion. So a lot of these like small things are what make the biggest differences because they're like things that you don't even notice that like confirm that you're just not a bot. So these are all important. And then the last part here is just the no HUD, no HUD, no captions, none of that. So sometimes it takes it more as a suggestion. So hopefully it's going to listen to us. And this is a good test image because it's outside, it's at sunset, there's water in the background. So we'll see how this does. Dance 2 quality up here at 1080p, and then the Seedance Fast is in progress right now. And just so we get all of our bases covered, I'm gonna do a Seedance 1.5 Pro as well, just so we're crystal clear on the differences, and I'll make this 4 seconds. Actually, I'll make it 8. I feel like that's fair. Got the same prompt. So now we're going to be comparing all 3 of these together with the same source video, same exact prompt, and you'll be able to see the differences here. So first we have Seedance 2 Fast. Here we go.
Hey, this is a quick camera test. I'm checking realism, motion, and voice sync. Hey, this is a quick camera test. I'm checking realism, motion, and voice sync.
So not bad. I think we'll quickly see in a sec here that is like significantly better than Seedance 1.5 Pro. A few things. If you listen closely, you can hear like the background city sounds. That's a nice touch. No deformity. The skin looks a little glossy, and the t-shirt looks a little glossy. And then the face, you know, this could have been avoided by enhancing it, ultra realism before. This is just Nano Banana Pro 2K, not enhanced. And if you liked that clip and you wanted to put your own voice in, again, you can just change and select your own voice, and it's going to do a pretty good job of changing it. Okay, and here is the Seedance 2, the coveted model. So let's take a look at this.
Hey, this is a quick camera test. I'm checking realism, motion, and voice sync. Hey, this is a quick camera test. I'm checking realism, motion, and voice.
So again, like ignoring some of the skin texture issues, looking at the actual movement of the avatar itself, this looked better. I'm looking like specifically at my arm right here. The skin does look better too, but you know, there's a lack of lighting right here, which hurts the realism a little bit.
Hey, this is a quick camera test. I'm checking realism, motion, and voice sync. Hey, this is a quick camera test.
But it's the blinking's more realistic, the head nods, the subtle moving. That's looking better than the fast one. And then the Seedance 1.5 Pro, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of like ate right here.
I'm checking realism, motion, and voice sync. Hey, this is a quick camera test. I'm checking realism, motion, and voice sync.
IM's checking. Other than the IM's checking, it was pretty good realistic motion. I mean, like, the motion was there. Again, we could always enhance the skin a little bit more, make it a little bit more natural and realistic.
I'm checking realism, motion, and voice sync. Hey, this is a quick camera test. I'm checking realism, motion, and voice sync.
So that's the best model right there.
Realism, motion, and voice sync.
But to me, this top one, the Seedance 1.5 Pro, is honestly like not bad for like bang for your buck, which is like what I was going for this whole avatar content sprint. Because the idea is like you can just get a whole bunch of these high quality images. This weekend I took the time to do all this manually, but where it goes is you just automate it and you just use a Kai.api or a FAL AI, and you just use Seedance 2 Fast or a Seedance 1.5 Pro, and that's not like too expensive. So if we take a look at like the API market right now, let's take a look. Seedance 2 is going to be what everyone's freaking out about right now, but let's see. So this is what I like to use on my automated YouTube channels. It's super simple. It connects to Potato, and it is going to be like, I haven't found anything that's like less expensive for API. So let's see here. Yeah, so Seedance 2, I believe like 10,000 credits is like $10 pretty much. So if you wanted to do 1080p, 916, it's costing you $1.70 right now for that video. And that's a 15-second video, but that's $1.70 for 15 seconds. And then if you wanted to do Seedance 2 Fast, this is kind of where I see an opportunity right now. 916, 720p, let's say 8 seconds. That's even better. That's like less than 30 cents a video. And you'll see why I'm saying that now, because kind of leading into the next video here, why is that important? Why was I testing all of these models this weekend? The reason is because I'm trying to do as many tests as possible to see what I can consistently create good content with when I hook this up to my Agentic automated content pipeline. So I'll have an avatar pipeline, and then I'll have short form automated content, which this is immediately going to grab people's attention. You can even enhance it more if you want. Okay, so you can see why this is important, why the Seedance 1.5 Pro versus Seedance 2 Fast versus the quality matters for like an automated short form YouTube channel. So here is one that I made last night with Seedance 2 Fast.
Holy shit! Get off it!
Even like the sound that it makes when he lands on the croc, it sounds like, you know, what it would sound like if you jumped on a huge croc's back. So, you know, that's pretty funny. And then
Big one. Oh shit! He's riding it! Oh my god!
so you get the gist, right? That's just Seedance 2 Fast. Like, that's not even the most quality one, which is crazy. Let me find one here that's going to be Seedance 1.5 Pro, and we'll compare. I think this is a Seedance 1.5 Pro.
Whoa!
So, I mean, big difference, right? Like, that's a huge difference. Obviously, the goal line is different. We don't care what this guy looks like. He's some random dude. We care how the croc looks and how he swims through the water and how it's going to interact with the other objects. And you can see with Seedance 1.5 Pro, not bad at the beginning. Turns around, his arm kind of disappears.
Whoa!
And a big problem with the crocodiles, specifically with AI image generation, is they turn into dinosaurs. Like, they actually turn into lizard people. So look at that. Like, that's a problem that you're going to have with Seedance 1.5 Pro versus when you use Seedance 2 or even the fast mode, you're going to get much more realistic crocs. Look at this croc. Much more natural motion. Everything is just more realistic, right? Yeah, like here's another good example. Like the Seedance 2 Fast are just gonna look so much more like a clip that someone took with their phone. Like that, there's a really funny one where like someone yells something and it's just like believable. Like here's another example here. I mean, he's even like filming it the wrong way at first. But looking in on some of the other kind of videos that I've been posting, like originally the ones that did really well are just like the outlandish ones that could plausibly be real, and then just something crazy happens. Like the best one that I have is the grandma versus the shark part 2.
Yeah, take that, you big bully.
That video got 920,000 views, and I think it brought me like 150 subscribers. It's crazy. So like just with one video like that, that's like 8 seconds long. This one was made with Google VO, and it was automatically posted. So these ones were when it was running fully autonomously. So these ones right here were also fully autonomous. I was trying to do like a Mariana Trench, like. I think half of why people hated those videos are just because you get absolutely erect when you open them. So learning experience. So basically from this channel, I'm transitioning from the ocean to deep sea, and now we're making our way onto land. So we've got the Curious Croc on the dock, which by the way, this one was made with Seedance 1.5 Pro.
Whoa.
44,000 views in about 72 hours. So that's not bad. So as you can see here, this channel has been doing nothing for a little bit. That's my fault for working on other things, but we're back now, and I think we've got a winning formula to get this monetized by the end of the summer, if not sooner. But as you can see, it was averaging about 10 views a day, not bad. And then we just decided to move that on up to 32,000. Been posting for 3 days since, making these changes, getting some subscribers. Live view count is looking good. The Curious Croc is the outlier, and then some of these other ones are doing okay as well. Better than the previous videos I was having. So you can see, the name of the game is just getting consistent views over time, compounding, and then automating it, because then you're gonna have a fully autonomous channel that is just printing views. With the new YouTube policies, it needs to be creative, it needs to be unique. I think this channel is hitting on those marks as far as the diversity of content, and you can do some other things to make sure that you pass that hurdle. But yeah, basically to get monetized now, the requirement is 1,000 subscribers and then 10 million views in the last, I think it's like 90 days. So basically I need 10 grandma versus shark part 2s right here. And trust me, brother, I've got part 3, part 4, part 5 in the chamber if I need them, but I'm trying to pivot with a new style here and then eventually automate this. So this was a very long-winded way of saying Seedance too fast is like, it matters. As far as like picking your model to automate the content on your channel, you're looking at the cost per video, because if you're doing 3 videos a day and it's 30 cents, then that's $1 a day, $7 a week, about $30 a month, right? That's not bad. So with Seedance too fast, you could basically run this YouTube channel posting 3 times a day for a little under like $35 a month, not including other subscriptions. So it's a pretty interesting like case study to think about, the fact that you can just run this while you sleep once you validate a kind of content that works, which I think this is getting validated right now. And then we just automate it and let it run on a cron schedule. So I know this video started all about avatars, and we kind of got off track at the end talking about automated YouTube channels. But I think it's just important to prove a point about the differentiation of the models and the what realism looks like with the best models right now. 6 months ago it was definitely Google VO. I would say now it's probably Seedance 2. Sora 2 has completely left the chat, so they're nowhere to be found. Which they were the realistic one for a while, like the Mark Cuban videos just floating backwards saying 6.7. I hadn't been doing much generative AI stuff for the past few weeks. I've been really focused on my AI consulting business and websites and automations that I'm working with clients with. But what actually led me here was the realization that you need to have a good generative AI platform for the website building, whether it's the hero section, the animations, the web elements, all those things. So it doesn't matter like necessarily if you're just going to be doing the automated YouTube channel or you're making any kind of content whatsoever. You need to be good at generative AI to a certain extent. UX, UI designer, web designer, even if you're just doing, even if you're like a back-end Python bro, you might need to have some generative AI stuff sometimes. But the point I'm trying to make is, it's really a skill now with these generative AI tools becoming so good with understanding content, context, composition, natural lighting, realism. Like, it's starting to get pretty interesting. Like I tried this last summer with HeyGen, and I was like, you know, I used the best camera I had. I shot in 4K and tried my best to do this, you know, back then. And I was like, this isn't worth it now flash forward to today in April 26th, and it's like, is it worth it? Almost. Like I feel like it's almost worth it, but it's not all the way there. Unless you're willing to spend a lot of money on credits, both from the Nano Banana Pro, you need to enhance every single one of those images to be 4K, and then running it through the very best model, Seedance 2, with very good prompts. And you're still gonna have a lot of token burn from you know, clips that you're not gonna be able to use, and then you've got to insert your voice. So there's a lot that actually goes into it still. I still don't think it's worth the trade-off of just, if you're a creator, if you're a business owner and you're trying to establish a brand, just get on the mic and start talking. I still think that's the best strategy. Like Gary Vee's been talking about that too, just the fact that there's gonna be a premium basically on human-made content versus AI content, although they'll both have their place for sure. Like I'm not saying one's right, one's wrong. They can be used for certain things and tasks. So, you know, on this channel, we're definitely gonna be talking more about generative AI through different verticals. So building assets to use for websites you can sell for $20,000, right? Creating really cool animations and assets to put on that website, but also for the automated YouTube channels, which is something I'm working on. So that's more of a set it and forget it once you figure out the proof of concept. So I've got like 65 clips that I'm going to be posting manually, and once I see a pattern of certain ones succeeding, then it gets automated, and then I'm just going to run it on a cron schedule and let it run for $30 a month. And then, you know, the other aspect of it is for content creation, and you know, all the things I'm not thinking of right now. Like a lot of times you don't realize you can use a generative AI tool until you're in that spot, and you're like, oh, well, why don't I just do this? And whether it's for web design, automated YouTube channels, content creation, social media, I mean, there's more options for using generative AI in legitimately productive ways now than there were a year ago, where it's like, oh, this is AI slop, this is garbage, this doesn't look good. Now it's like, okay, it's starting to look good for certain applications. So I've definitely turned my attention back to generative AI tools for certain applications. And you know, I would recommend you definitely brush up on everything as well and just get reacquainted with however you're using generative AI in your business, as it's going to be more important, you know, marketing, ad creatives as well. All right, to kind of close this video off, I know I've been rambling and kind of went in a lot of different directions towards the end, but a trend that I'm noticing is there's a lot of people that are really good at these tools. They're fantastic, and they do really good work, but it takes such a long time, you know, understandably. And they're not doing any sort of automation or applying agentic workflows to their process, which the way I'm approaching this is create the proof of concept, understand it, validate it with data, and then automate it so that you can have more of your time to focus on what you do best for your business. But it's like, I think that's how every problem should be approached now. The fact that we all have a mid to senior level developer in Claude Code and Codex, it's like, you need to be thinking, how can I use my developer that never sleeps and does whatever I want to my advantage to make my life easier. So, you know what you want to do, you know how to do it, you've got the testing grounds in YouTube and social media to see what works, and then you validate it and automate it. So that is essentially what we're all about here on this channel. I have a private community called Automate OS where we use agentic builders. We deploy on systems like Modal, which is fantastic AI infrastructure to run everything, keep everything solid, compliant, secure, which is getting more and more important. But if you're interested in joining me in my private school community and working on these kind of things together, then I would definitely recommend you check it out, and we can work together on these things. So that's pretty much it for this one. Definitely gonna have some more content on generating more assets with generative AI, automating things with agentic workflows, Claude Code, Codex, all the good stuff. So if you like this video, you found it helpful, you're thinking about creating an avatar, maybe doing it differently than me, I'd love to hear your strategy, your process in the comments. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.